years ago, America declared a war on drugs. So far, that war has cost trillions of dollars and more American lives than the conflicts in Iraq, Afghanistan and Vietnam combined. 4 decades on, the war on drugs shows no sign of letting up. I've come to America's second city, Chicago. Famous the world over for its hospitality, its sports teams and its iconic skyline. But as with most major cities, Chicago has a dark underbelly. And the one thing the tourist brochures won't tell you is that Chicago is statistically the most racially and economically divided city in the whole of the United States. It also has over 100,000 gang members who control a narcotics trade with over $1 billion a year. But there's one drug in particular that seems to be taking a grip of the Windy City. Its low price, availability, and its ability to cross the economic and racial divide that is turning Chicago into the heroin capital of the United States. There are over 50,000 heroin users in Chicago, and I want to find out why the drug is spreading from the inner cities to the suburbs. But gaining access to this dark world isn't going to be easy. However, I'm hoping that Professor Greg Scott from DePaul University, who has been studying the problem for 10 years, can help. The reason we've come to Chicago mainly is because the problem here is sort of getting out of control. Why is it that Chicago has such a high amount of people using heroin?
If you look at the kind of dope we have, right? It used to be called China White. When China White hit the streets of Chicago, it replaced black tar heroin. It's a little piece of black tar. How do you inject that, right? China White, it's really easy to use. It looks like cocaine, and you can inject it. You can snort it. In fact, it's less caustic on the nasal passages than cocaine is. Many users, for instance, whose veins have collapsed, or kids who are just getting into it, will liquefy it, take the syringe point up, and shoot it up their nose like nasal spray. Easy. So the drug's consistency, that alone explains a great deal of the variation between Chicago and other places which have different forms, like black tar.
It's accessible, it's addictive, and it's also becoming socially more accepted.
Yeah, the average addict is shooting 5 to 6, in Chicago, that's the average, 5 to 6 $10 bags a day. Now, that doesn't get them high, right? They're not getting blown away. It's not this sort of sensationalized, stereotypical, deep knot. Most addicts who are living at or around street level are using only so they can stave off. It's called keeping your sick off, right? I mean, when you first started using dope, in your first few months, you got a real rush. I mean, you felt good. And there's no other feeling like that. It's been compared to a 30-minute orgasm. That's probably the best that I've heard yet, right? And many people will say, many addicts will tell you that they spend the rest of their career
trying to reach that again.
To revisit, to recapture that moment.
Heroin users live in a secretive world that is strictly off-limits to outsiders. Greg has been working with these addicts for over 10 years, providing them with support and help. The small community he's taking me to has an average of over 60 overdoses a year.
We're on the west side of Chicago. We're going into a place called the Brickyard. It's an actual functioning business. It's a salvage brickyard. But for the past 20 years, it has been one of the largest encampments of homeless, precariously housed drug injectors, crack smokers, prostitutes. And they make their living by it, begging for change, panhandling, maybe doing odd jobs. Most people look at a place like the Brickyard and they see a problem. They see an eyesore. For the folks here, it's like the last remaining solution in their life. You know, it's like they've adapted to this pretty harsh environment. They've built shanties and shacks. They have property rights and rules about using and not using. Yeah, there's laws.
So it's a functioning society.
It is a functioning society. Yeah, and nobody embraces capitalism more than these folks.
Since we're in Chicago, what you do is you take this right here in the city of Chicago, as soon as you buy your dope, and you put it up so you don't go to jail or the Illinois Department of Corrections. Otherwise, they'll lock you up with residue even. So when I get shook down 30 times a week, they never get nothing from me. Ta-da!
How much can you make panhandling in a day?
But I've got spots where I can make $60, $50 to $60 in an hour.
Right.
An hour?
Yeah, I'm averaging 110 a day where I go.
But the more money we make,
about 3 hours worth of work.
We spend it just as quickly.
You just do more stuff.
Just find another way to spend it, you know, and pretty much just stick to heroin and cocaine if money allows it.
Right, if there's extra money, right.
The heroin comes first because I get physically ill if I don't have it. You know? I get the bends and whatever.
Believe it or not, being a heroin addict is like a full-time job. And it's Steve, you know what I mean?
I was about to get a quick lesson from Jerome about the problems addicts face when shooting up. After constant use, veins collapse, which means it can take a painfully long time to find a suitable vein. And until they see blood coming back into the syringe, they will not shoot the heroin.
Some people can do it right away, some people just it takes forever. And to me, it's like, you gotta go through 30 minutes of trying to hit yourself while you just snort it, you know, but it's just that initial
kick.
I mean, it's right there. There's a few people I know, they shoot right there in their neck. I mean, to me, I can't do it. First time I shot dope, it was instant love. Instant. To me, it was the ultimate high. You couldn't get any better euphoria in the world. And a friend of mine, rest in peace, he originally didn't want me shooting up. Yeah. And I took him to him, come on, man, let me try it just one time. He's like, Rick, you do it one time, you're gonna keep going. Nah, come on, you know, it's like smoking weed, you know what I'm saying? You smoke a joint, okay, I can leave. As soon as I did it, it's like, this is it. This is the high I've been looking for.
So, mate, you're dripping a bit.
Yeah.
You've just put one in your arm and then you put another one in. Can you feel the second hit?
Yeah, I feel it, but I don't feel it like that first shot. You know what I'm saying? That first shot, that's your kicker.
Without being an addict, it is difficult to understand the desperate need these people feel to get high or stave off the sickness of withdrawal.
Ma'am, you want to give me my foot?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
However, what became apparent very quickly was that nothing stands in the way of a heroin addict and their fix.
Go. Shoot it off.
Shooting behind somebody.
That's money right there. Oh, it blew just at the end.
But no, it didn't blow.
Oh, that hurts when you do it in your foot because it's painful at the end.
You can't see from over there. Still, we don't have it.
As we're about to leave the Brickyard, Jerome, one of the addicts, suddenly collapses.
Could you grab me some jacket?
Greg immediately prepares a heroin antidote called naloxone. As a leader of an outreach program, it's not the first time he's been in this situation.
standing by with some stuff, though.
Yeah, standing by with naloxone, which is the antidote to all opiate overdose. The same thing happened about 10 days ago.
And with you, when you were there?
Yeah, actually. It happened at the needle exchanges. Hey, Jerome. Welcome back. This is Greg, your friendly post-seizure water guy. There you go.
Do you have? I must ask you a very sensible question. You're mixing crack with heroin. You've been told that that's not going to do you any good. Why are you doing that?
Well, I don't know. It's just I should have never mixed it like that too quick.
Yeah, separate by a couple hours if you can, you know. Right. Try to separate the crack from the heroin. Help you out a little bit. Yeah, speedballs are fun, but you know. You're prone to seizures, my man.
Why didn't you administer the injection that would have not taken the heroin out of the system effectively?
His breathing was excellent, and his heart rate was absolutely fine. It was a little high, but we only administer naloxone when there's a respiratory issue, because an overdose is nothing more than the brain, the heroin telling the brain to forget about breathing. The antidote, Narcan or naloxone, basically reminds the brain to tell the lungs to
carry on functioning.
And his breathing was great.
So there was no need to administer it. That level of addiction that I've seen today is something that's completely shocked me and something I really wasn't exactly prepared for. And their openness about admitting, you know, where they are. You know, there are other people that have heroin addictions who can live relatively normal lives. But these people that we've met today, ultimately at the bottom of the pile. I think that's it's wrong for me to be judgmental and say that this is incredibly sad, but it actually is incredibly sad.
That's what it is.
Just a few blocks from the Brickyard, Greg takes me to another significant area for addicts.
This is where drug world meets suburbia, quite literally. This expressway, the 290, is referred to as Heroin Alley by many of the locals. We're going to meet a guy named Freeway. He comes from the suburbs, a good upbringing, a good family. About 12 years ago, lost his daughter and his wife in the same 24-hour period. By intention, dropped out of society, ramped up his use of hardcore drugs. Now he makes his living on this corner, doing all sorts of things. One of the main ways he makes his living is by serving as a broker between the West Side suburbanites who have way too much to lose by going into these drug neighborhoods and getting arrested or getting beaten up or robbed. So he really makes a big bulk of his living by copping the drugs. He's also got a good deal going because he gets drugs for so many suburbanites too afraid to do it themselves that the dealers give him free drugs.
Freeway takes us to his home, a tiny tent. He's joined by his friend Tony. They're about to inject their first fix of the day.
It'd be amazing if I could hit myself. It's so hard to hit in the morning. I'll try it first.
Do you have a problem hitting your veins, yeah?
Yeah, the first 5 years wasn't too bad. Look at that. Only in the movies, guys. Only in the movies. Ooh, that's pretty good. Morning. Ooh, that's good.
Can you feel it going in, yeah?
Oh, yeah. It's weird.
What does it feel like? Even though you've been doing it 15 years, say.
All right, what it is for me is 5 minutes ago, we had to walk up that hill, and it's just a small hill, but it's like Mount Everest when you're dope sick. I mean, it's not easy. So, you know, everything is very hard to do.
Are you still getting high?
90% of the time, it's not about getting high. It's just trying to be normal. But they don't understand that after like a month or so, you don't get high. You know, you don't have fun. It's a way of life.
And have you seen an increase in the amount of people coming in from the suburbs and buying heroin?
By like 80%.
Where's your wife?
She was a heroin addict. She stood by my side. We were both junkies.
But since she has a Medicaid, she got on a Suburban pill, and that's a medicine that she takes so she doesn't get withdrawals from heroin.
To get the sickness.
Right.
And have you got any children?
Yes, I have 3 children, 2 daughters, 1 son. My one daughter's 2 years old, my other daughter's 1 year old, and my son was born July 9th, 2010. And she's taking care of our children while I'm out here robbing and stealing, begging, just to get my fix every day. I lost my family, lost my car, lost my job. I had a full-time job at UPS. I lost all my benefits.
Very difficult to know what it must feel like when you get the sickness if you don't take heroin. Can you describe what it's like?
Yes, I can. You'll be so sick, you'll be throwing up. Even if you haven't eaten for days, you'll be throwing up yellow stuff. You'll be having diarrhea. You have no energy. Your whole body aches. The pain is undescribable. The feeling is so horrible that you would do anything for that feeling to go away. Just to get yourself 1 bag of heroin, you would steal an old lady's purse off her arm, and you turn into a monster. You turn into a person that you would do things that you would never, ever think of yourself doing.
And can you remember the first time you ever injected it? Can you describe what that felt like?
It felt like, I described like what heaven would feel like. It's like the sky opened up and the sun shined. I felt so warm and everything was beautiful around me. It was the best feeling I ever felt in my life.
And has that feeling diminished since?
Well, yeah, because the higher my habit goes, the less of the feeling I have, and the more I found myself just trying to make myself feel normal, feel better, not sick.
Stave off the sickness.
Right.
I have to say, maybe it's because of Tony's age that I actually hold up some element of hope for him in terms of his future. He seems so sickened by what's happened to him and what he's become. But I do think in many respects he sums up what this film is about, because he is a suburbanite. You know, he started taking the occasional snort of heroin recreationally, you know, at the weekend, and then the craving grew and grew inside him till now he's at a point where he's lost everything that meant anything to him. Apart from now, a $10 bag every 2 hours.
This highly addictive drug is rapidly spreading to the suburbs. Soccer mums, white middle-class kids and businessmen are increasingly using heroin. Dealers are eager to exploit this new market, and law enforcement seems unable to prevent the spread from the ghetto to the suburbs. We travel down the 290, nicknamed the Heroin Highway, to meet Amy, a mother of 3 young kids who's bravely agreed to talk to us.
My cousin originally did heroin, and he had given me the first time I ever used it a little bit, and I was 15. I was so against it because almost everyone I knew was doing it, and had been doing it for years.
Hang on. Almost everyone you knew
was doing heroin. And
in this very, very affluent, cozy little community.
Yes, like out of almost everyone I knew, like 70% of the people that I knew from school did it.
So over 50% of the people that you knew were taking
heroin.
Were taking blow, yeah?
Yeah. And part of it is the lifestyle too, because it's like kind of like I don't know, when you go down to get it, when you start getting closer to the city, it's almost like you get a high from that too. I don't really want to use heroin, but it's like the thought is always there, even though I don't want to, and I hate it, and I hate what it's done to my life and the people I know. It's constantly there. There's times when I'm sitting there and I'm sick, and I honestly think, like, you know, like I could go down the road and I could, like, because I know people that have done it, and you could, like, go steal something from a car or rob somebody or panhandle. And when you're sick, you think about all that because you think, like, you're going to get money and you're going to get the drug. But then something has been able to stop me and I think that's my kids.
If you could go back now, back to when that was first offered to you, if you could, would you take it?
I have had to lie to so many people, and like, it's just hard because I don't want people to know that I do it. And then now I have track marks and everything else, and it's I wish that I never ever took it, and I hate it so much, but then at the same time that I say that, like, I keep thinking about it.
Are you worried about the fact that they could take your kids away?
Yeah. That's the most horrible part of everything, is the part with my kids. Because, like, that's when I started doing heroin, like, I thought it was making me better because I have depression, and so when I did it, I didn't feel sad, and I felt like I could do anything, and I'd take them to the park, and I'd, like, walk all over town with them and play with them for, like, ever. So I thought it was making me better, and it was making me worse, you know? And so, like, that's the scariest thing for me, is to have them taken away, because they're the only reason that I don't want to do it, you know? And I feel like if they took them away, then that's gonna make it so that I end up, I don't know.
I hope that doesn't happen, yeah?
I'm trying to find out why Chicago has such a large heroin problem, what the police are doing to try to stop it, and if I can meet the dealers responsible for supplying the streets.
We're going to take the Eisenhower Expressway, I-290, right here to Cicero Avenue. We're going to go up maybe 2 or 3 blocks.
I'm with Special Agent John Rotano of the Alcohol, Tobacco and Firearm Agency, which specialises in firearm trafficking, gang violence and the sale of narcotics.
Where are the areas where the dope gets sold?
Well, it can be on any relative street corner. When you see them congregating, you know, they're not there like talking sports.
Yeah, sure.
Okay? They're talking business.
These boys in the corner now, right, in the white T-shirts.
Yeah, they're up to no good.
And that's sort of become the new uniform. People don't wear colours anymore.
Right.
It's a white T-shirt. It's a sort of like indication as to that you're affiliated, yeah?
What they'll do is they wear their pants down.
Yeah.
You know.
Prison style.
Yeah, exactly. They're all in it.
They're in it, yeah. What about in terms of usage? Do you find gang members?
They're very, very much addicted.
Really?
Very much so.
What will they be addicted to?
Heroin.
What about in terms of age? They started getting younger, or is it?
Younger, and more brazen, more courage,
more violent.
More violent. Oh yeah.
This guy's covering himself, like doesn't he know his camera's about, yeah?
Maybe. No, you're right. He sees us. What'll happen is the guy who's got the heroin sales at a particular location, let's say he'll go to like his source of supply and pick up 50 or 60 grams of heroin. He'll take the heroin, he'll bring it to like a secret location. They call it like a shake house.
Right.
And
it could be a room in any of the buildings around.
Correct. Right. And he'll take the dope, he'll cut it, they'll weigh it out, and they'll individually bag it into dimes. Then they'll put it on the street, and they'll have what they call a pass out. A pass out is free dope for all the customers. They'll put it over the cell phone to all the customers saying there's a pass out at 10:30 at the corner of Cicero and Jackson. Before they do that, though, they'll have what they call a guinea pig. They give the guinea pig the bag, test it, see if it's any good.
So if you've got a bad habit, your job is you want to be a guinea pig, don't you?
That's right.
That's right, okay.
That's right. He's hoping that the guinea pig will say, yeah, it's good dope, all right? They'll make the pass out, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
And then it's on.
So these people will go off, they'll inject it.
Or snort it.
But within 3 hours, they're back for more.
Yeah.
The main source of income for most families in this neighborhood on the west side is heroin. The corners are controlled by some of the 100,000 gang members that exist in this city. Most of the people who live here either are or know someone in the drug trade.
These drug dealers, they're not aliens, right? I mean, they are the relatives
of the community,
of the people who live in the neighborhood.
As you say, it's a drug economy, so therefore,
It stands to reason that someone in your family might sell blow for a living.
That might be what they do. That's right. And they're paying the rent, they're bringing home the food, the diapers, the whatever is needed. And that's how it goes. That's often why there's a really uneasy relationship between the neighborhood and the police. That's one of the main reasons they don't like the police coming in to do these sweeps, because these aren't aliens getting arrested.
Yeah,
these are sons.
These aren't
nephews.
the bad people that control the neighborhood. These are the neighborhood.
These are the neighborhood, right.
The demand for heroin in the suburbs is so great that people are prepared to drive down the 290 to the notorious West Side. But coming into this environment as a stranger involves many risks.
It's predominantly males coming in here?
Oh, no, not at all. Young suburban females are the primary source of revenue. If she shows up here, she's got to have it. She formed that habit back in her home community.
Out in the suburbs?
Out in the suburbs.
But something's gone wrong in terms of the supply chain.
Something has gone wrong in terms of her own personal supply chain. She probably had a local dealer that she was very comfortable with, maybe went to high school with. But now something has happened and she has to come in and do the deal directly. And when she shows up here, it's as though there's a target on her head. She is gonna get cuffed. And it's not gonna take long. Cuffed.
Sorry, explain to me cuffed.
Cuffed refers to a process whereby a young suburban girl shows up on the street and she has a heroin habit. She wants to feed that habit. And so what's going to happen is somebody is gonna sidle up to her, a local guy, and he is going to befriend her. And he's gonna make romantic overtures. And part of that romance consists of feeding her the drug she wants. And about a week goes by, and you say, hey, these aren't free. You have got to start working for this. You gotta work off your debt, go to one of these local motel rooms, which you can rent in 2, 4, 8, 12, and 24-hour increments.
So in a week, if she wasn't hooked before, she's gonna be totally hooked on heroin, and she's gonna be getting on a daily basis to pay off a debt that she's never, ever gonna be able to pay off.
That's correct. The debt is ever expanding because life is organized now around getting that next bag.
There has always been a close relationship between drug abuse and prostitution, and many of the sex workers on the West Side are addicts. I'm meeting Angel and Honey, two girls from the suburbs who now work as prostitutes.
So you grew up in the suburbs, yeah?
Yeah, I grew up in many suburbs. My father was a doctor. My mother, administrator at the hospital. I never was around drugs.
Do you use heroin now?
Yeah. I didn't do it then. I should have.
You know, the job that you're doing now and getting high, do you think they go hand in hand?
And when you're addicted to heroin, you have to have it every day. Right. It takes 3 days to get addicted. It used to take like 3 days to kick it, but now it's like 6 because of all the shit they're putting on it. They're putting all kinds of... You're more addicted to the pills than you are the heroin.
So if you're getting high on heroin, you've got to find some way of paying for it, yeah?
Yeah, right. That's the whole reason why my lifestyle is the lifestyle I chose.
How long have you been doing what you're doing now? How long have you been working?
3 years, 4 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Ask her how long she's been doing heroin.
Really?
I've only been doing heroin for like 6 months.
Ask her how much I told her not to do it. Don't try it.
Plenty of times.
I beg, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I used to smoke. I just used to smoke weed and smoke crack. I never used to do heroin.
Well, what made you do it?
I don't know.
You don't know. You must know.
I just
Come on.
was like, let me try.
It's
Curiosity. I was curious.
So would you take it before you go out to work?
You wake up and that's your first phone call.
Your first phone call is to dealer, yeah?
Yeah, that's your first phone call. That's your first word out your mouth. You got any blow?
How bad can it get for some of the girls out on the streets here? How dangerous is it for them? Do the tricks ever turn violent?
I had a knife pulled on me. Yeah, the guy he paid me too. He paid me. I let him take me out the neighborhood. He paid me, right? And he was from the suburbs and his wife and all this stuff. We're doing it, right? You know, I go, all right, baby, come on, you know, this is not legal. And he's like, grab a knife and he just put it right to my throat. He's like, you got my money. I'm gonna get my worth.
My question is, can you carry on doing what you're doing when you get to 40? When you get to 50? I mean, what's the plan? Is there a long-term plan?
I can't see me doing anything else. You know what I'm saying?
I could if I move. As long as I'm here, living where I'm living, I'm going to do it.
We're on our way to meet up with Greg, and hopefully he's going to gain access for us to a chop house. That's where the drugs are cut before they're dealt out onto the street. It's a very dangerous thing to do, what we're about to do, for two reasons mainly. A, those houses, those chop houses are regularly raided by the police, and also they're sometimes taken down by other gangs who, you know, will break in, beat the people up, maybe sometimes shoot them, steal the drugs and the money.
No, just, okay, that's fine. No, that's fine, that's good. So just send me a text like 10, 15 minutes before you're ready. Hey, Ross?
Yeah.
So I just got off the phone with a guy named Mask, and right now they're in the middle of a shift change, so it's kind of chaotic.
So they got shifts, they work shifts?
Yeah, they got shifts, 4-hour shifts in this particular case. And so he's got a couple of women who are working the table for him.
There's women doing the cutting?
Yeah, it's almost always women doing the cutting. Yeah, and they're almost always actually strung out on the dope. The neighborhood's hot. There's been a lot of police there in the last couple days, and we're gonna stand out. The vehicle's gonna stand out. We're gonna stand out.
Fine.
Good. So we're gonna wait for the text.
To chop house.
A lot of sirens tonight.
Nothing happens on the west side without the approval of one individual. We had to seek his permission to gain access to the chop house. People who work the shifts in chop houses are generally naked or semi-naked. This prevents them from concealing and then stealing the heroin.
And his good friends.
So you just went, that's the actual stuff, yeah. But how much have you got then?
7.1 grams.
7.1 grams, right, okay. What is the ratio between what you're cutting with it? You've got 7.1 grams, you've now got 0.8 grams of cut.
Okay, I'll put 3.1 grams, 3.1 gram half.
Right.
It depends on how much my heroin take.
Yeah, sure.
If it's too much cut, it'll knock the heroin off.
Yeah, of course. It's going to weaken it, yeah.
It'll weaken it. But at the same time, put the right amount or less amount and make it potent, but you don't want too potent that people OD.
Right, exactly. So you're working out, the ratio is you're going to put about 3 grams of cut into 7.1 grams of heroin.
Right.
Roger, okay. Can you tell me what the cut is? What is that?
Okay, that's a little dog and a little activate.
Right. That's the actual heroin going in now, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice and brown.
This is my mixer.
Right. So it's a sieve sort of thing, yeah? So the place we're in at the moment, you change these places regularly, yeah? You're moving on the move all the time, yeah?
Yes. I never stay in one spot too long. I might stay there maybe a week or two when I'm out there. Right. Get hot. Just stick a man, find out.
Yeah. Or take down people. Are there takedowns around?
Yeah.
Try and come after the stuff. How much is that going to be worth now once that goes out?
I'm looking at about 2,000 to 3,000.
Right.
Yeah, but see, like when I get through doing this, I might have a pass out. That means I'll send a word around the block. I pass out tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. That means I'm pass out about 30 or 40 bags, free.
Just hand it out. Let everyone test it, try it.
Right. So if dope is good, they'll be back to buy.
So basically, they're like a guinea pig. They try it, you know.
Exactly.
You know, particularly if no one ODs. But if no one's complaining about it, if everyone's getting high, then you know you got good stuff. You got a good mix. You got a good mix, and the purity's in the right position.
We'll be back. You ready, Charlie?
I'm ready.
During my visit to the chop house, I learned that the blonde woman opposite the dealer had been cuffed by him and was now working as a prostitute.
What are you do with the leftover?
We get to choose it for ourselves.
Is that a perk of the job then, yeah? There's a little bit left over?
Oh, yeah, always. You know, that's one of the benefits of it.
So after here, it goes out on the street, yeah?
Right.
Can you tell me who's selling it for you out there? Right, the
He
people, yeah.
gives it to me. I pass it for particular areas, particular people, individuals in charge of different locations somewhat, and it all comes back, you know.
You're not worried about the police coming through here? Is that not a concern?
I'm worried about the police 24/7.
And is that why you kind of can't move and you have to have people around that you trust?
I got to stay ahead of them.
Well, you got security. You got security watching the building as we're sitting in here.
Right.
People on the corners. People, you know, everywhere, all around the area, just watching out for everything that's going on.
We're about 4 blocks now from the chop house. I'm quite relieved to be out of there, I have to say. As we were leaving, we were stopped by the police. We were told that we were in a very dangerous area, and did we know exactly what we were doing? But as I was going, I was given a present by the dealer, the drug dealer, and this is actually how the heroin arrived at the cut house. There's a hole in the back here, and the pure heroin was stuffed in the back of this. So I have a little memento of my day or night in a cutting house. We get word that the man who controls much of the West Side has agreed to talk to us, but on the condition that we conceal his identity.
My role in the drug world is pretty much like a broker. Maybe the middleman, you know, what most people would call a middleman. It's a role of various businesses in the street, okay? It could be drugs, it could be sex, it could be a number of things.
So your background wasn't necessarily based in illegal activity?
Oh, no.
So what was the spur? What was the catalyst to make you change your path?
I first got notoriety as a gang member and then continued on as something else.
Okay, if you were a gang member, were you ever involved in violence?
Yes.
Are you still involved in violence? As part, it goes with the territory, surely.
Violence, when you're associated with the street, is every day. It's not the mafia type of violence or anything like that. I mean, sometimes people get hurt. Sometimes people get hurt really badly.
You mean killed?
Yeah, I mean killed. Killings can be for a number of reasons. It could be for business, it could be for jealousy because of women, it could be for money. It doesn't necessarily have to be business money, but killings happen. They happen in the neighborhood. There are times where things have to be regulated. Usually a phone call is made. And when that phone call is made and I get involved, then things dissolve right there. I'm like the peacemaker. I can dictate what should happen and what should happen from there and who should get hurt and who should not get hurt.
But do you have people who enforce for you, surely?
Yes. Yes, I do. There are people who enforce for me.
Can I ask about your relationship with the police? What are your views on the policing of your area?
The police are people. Police get addicted to drugs. Police are Johns, they are tricks. They are partners.
By that you mean you have alliances with some police officers?
Yeah.
But you're a big boss in this area, or in the area that we've been filming. Mm-hmm. Do you have a boss? Do you answer to somebody?
On the heroin side, yeah, there's an alliance with someone. On any drug side, in the prostitution side, there are alliances. I mean, the other side to that is those alliances can be threatened. And then when I say threatened, like a format like this would be threatening to those alliances.
By being here and talking to?
Right, because that
exposure
is exposure. And their whole involvement with me is not to be
exposed. Sometimes when I'm doing interviews, it's very easy to fall into
you know, a natural rhythm with someone. He was very charming, you know, easy to talk to. And you forget, you know, that this man controls a very large empire, but even above him, there's an even bigger empire and a bigger boss. The one thing he was very clear about was the fact he didn't want the camera in any way to reveal his identity, because he said the people above him, ultimately the people who supply him with drugs, would have him killed if he was recognizable. So it may have been a very interesting and intelligent conversation, but ultimately we are talking about incredibly ruthless and very violent people.
Heroin isn't just Chicago's problem, it's a global problem. And as we've seen, once it grabs hold of you, it will destroy everything that's dear to you and could possibly cost you your life. I have to say, while we've been here, we haven't come up with any solutions to the problem. But the one thing I do know is it would be wrong to judge the people that we've met while we've been here. Well, what's become clear is the war on drugs has failed. Heroin is as cheap today as it was 40 years ago. And the drug is spreading from the inner city to the suburbs. Ultimately, it is a ruthless business that has and will carry on costing millions of lives around the world.